Hello everyone, very good afternoon. Welcome to this session today, Import and Export for Beginners. So you all know StartupYo helps first-time entrepreneurs to start their new businesses. So in this regard, we have bring this export also is a very good opportunity. That's why we brought this one. So many of you know what is StartupYo. So I just wanted to give you a little brief about what StartupYo is all about. So StartupYo is a knowledge and collaboration platform to help entrepreneurs, and we are so we help people connecting required resources like expertise, trainings, technology to start any business. So that is what StartupYo does. So beyond knowledge, we help people starting the business end to end, from idea to operation. Whatever is needed, we help people to connecting the right resources. So you can reach us if you need any help further. So I would like to introduce our speaker now. So Mr. Sampath Kumar, it's my privilege to introduce Mr. Sampath Kumar today. He's a retired chief manager from State Bank of Hyderabad. He's actually 4 decades worked for State Bank of Hyderabad. He's a retired chief manager in Hyderabad in 2010. So out of his total service, 3 decades were spent handling international banking transactions at various branches. So he has got vast experience. This session is going to be very, very helpful for people who are especially into foreign trade. So he was heading a forex division of major branches, Gun Foundry Hyderabad, industrial branch, overseas branches, and both Mumbai and Hyderabad branches. So over a decade after the retirement in 2010, he started training and services into import and export. So he's got 10 plus years of experience. He is also associated and doing trainings and doing special speeches and special seminar sessions also with various reputed institutes like FEDI, Telangana FAPSI, FIO, EPC, COW. So there are, you name it, any international organization is almost associated with. So it's going to be a very privileged and special session today. So I wanted to hand it over to Mr. Sampath Garu to take it over. Sir, it's all yours, sir. Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you. Thank you. So good evening to all. Now, my focus would be, because I have seen this program is for export and imports, business for beginners. Okay, some are beginners, some may be already into it, but whatever it is, let us start from the scratch and try to understand. First of all, we should understand what is import-export, what are the related things that you are supposed to know before you really take up this entrepreneurship, what are the major precautions you have to take, and you have to understand the risks in it and how to mitigate them. And similarly, what are the operational issues that one may come across. So it is a very wonderful area to enter into. It's a lucrative and a very dignified type of business. It is not like a business sitting in a shop or market and talking to whoever comes and all like that. You need not meet anybody, but still in the office, you can, with the paperwork, you can complete all the transactions. Now here, one most important thing you can understand, you try to make out here is export business. The market is unlimited. The scope is unlimited. The margins are unlimited. Okay, there are limitations in some area, but there is no need for you to go to a place which you get a little margin. You can also go for a higher margin because world is at your disposal. You can whatever goods you are want to do exports, that business you use a little your skills to find out, okay, if I sell this in USA, how much I'll get? If I sell in Europe, how much I'll get? If I sell in Singapore or African country, what is the difference? And what are again risks in these different countries? And whether these risks it can I mitigate and go ahead. Right? All these issues are there, which I want to make it very clear to you, so that more focus will be given on the entire operational issues also, because many of them are very aspiring to enter into these. Many people. I have seen several people, because I've taken more than from the last 1 decade, more than 1,000 such training programs like that. But the thing is, what they still lack some sort of confidence. So they attend a program. It may be 3 days, it may be 1 day, it may be a week also. But see, all few programs are 3 days. Perhaps in Chamber of Commerce programs are 3 days. Kobe they do hardly a few hours. Then some people MSME they do 3 sessions, 4 sessions. So that much knowledge which we can give during that time will not be sufficient for anybody to start with full confidence. Because confidence comes only when you try to learn every aspect of export, every area of export. If pricing is not properly done, also you are hit. You think a 100 rupee item which you purchase in the market, you want 10 rupees profit without knowing how to calculate what are your other costs. You're not properly loading those costs and come to the right price, you will be ending up making a loss. And you have to also know what are the import terms, who will bear the shipping cost, who will pay the freight, who will pay for insurance, all that. If you are asked to pay, then the term is CIF. If you are not asked to pay the freight from here to USA, the goods are being taken. It charges about $1,500. So $1,500 is roughly more than a lakh of rupees. If that properly not built up in the price and you quote a wrong rate, tomorrow you will have to face the music. So that's why you need to understand so many things. So let me start and try to introduce you from scratch, from the beginning. Right? Are all comfortable to learn from the beginning? Right. Okay. So let us first understand what is export, what is import. Export means goods leaving our country's border. Export, because through through the country's border, the customs people are there who will see what is going out of country at the ports. Because generally anything goes officially, it should go through the port only, maybe airport, maybe seaport, whatever it is. Right? And those borders, there are the customs people who will see what is going out, whether the exporter is correctly declaring for the goods in the proper manner, that is as per the regulatory documents prescribed. Are they properly declaring? Not only declaring, they have to undertake that whatever goods I am sending, its value will be brought back to India. So this is most important. If you are not able to bring the money, foreign exchange to India, then what you have to do is you have to at least bring back the goods. Then one may question, why so much of strictness with the government when my goods, when I have dispatched some goods to a foreign country, he is incapable of paying. There is some problem there, and he is not able to pay. That's why I'm not able to bring. Why government is worried? If it all there is a loss, it's my loss. No, it is never thought like that. It is never taken like that. Government says that whatever wealth is going out of the country, whether it is rice, whether it is something else, manufactured goods, whether it's some minerals, anything that is going out, it is not only belonging to the exporter, it is the wealth of the government. When it leaves the country, either the equivalent foreign exchange value should come to India or the goods should come back to India. This is the basic principle for an export. Right? So to do that, there are regulators to allow how this export happens and all that. Two regulators are there. Similarly, import means goods coming from a foreign country into our country, crossing the customs. Customs assess the value, take the duty wherever applicable, and allow for home consumption. Then that is called import, export, import. Now there is one more method of doing this trade called entry port. Entry port means you don't bring goods into India, nor you send goods out of India, but still you are an export importer. How is that? You are a person who have worldwide international contacts. you have a very good business contact. You see, in Mumbai, lot of very high value business people who are high profile people who sit in Bombay and they tour almost all countries in the world. They go on flying here, there, they for a few days they are in Germany. Again, they go and visit to some other country. What they do is they develop business relationship, and they will trust him because they have seen him one to one, eye to eye. They have seen him. So if they want, let us say, basmati rice in India from India, then all of you know where you get basmati rice, Haryana and Punjab, and they don't know the rice millers there. Had they gone to them, they don't believe them. Foreigners, they have never seen Punjab. Some of may come, but other people, what they do, no, let us talk to this Bombay man who is our friend, who last year he came. He promised that anything that you want from India, I am here. You place an order on me, right? And I will try to see that foods are sent to you from any country, not only from India. So what they will do, suppose coal is available in Indonesia at some rate, and China wants coal. So what he will do, instead of bring the goods being brought to India first and again sending the ship to China, he will tell the Indonesian people, please, one ship load of coal, about 50,000 metric tons, directly ship it to so-and-so port in China. And for that, China will pay him at the rate of $63. And the bargain rate for him to buy and pay to the Indonesian coal miner is only $60. So that means every ton he is getting how much? $3 every year. So 50,000, 50,000 into 3. So 1,50,000. So without bringing the goods into India and without sending the goods from India, also he has earned 1,50,000 in one shipment. You can just imagine what is the value in rupee for 1,50,000? It crosses a crore. So without touching the coal, also you are getting 1 crore rupees profit. Like that, if you do every month one or 2 months one, also you become a very big crore. So this is called intermediary trade. This is called intermediary trade, and also entry port. Right? So this is the background of what is export, what is import, and what is entry port. Right? Now, why we should enter into this export import trade business? It is the need of the hour. Geographical boundaries have got blurred, so we can do trade with any country, and there is telecommunication available, there is transportation available, there is banking facilities available, money transfers can take place, everything going smoothly, and world has become like a very small place. And when such a facilities are now come up on account of the technology advancements, other advancements, then you can take the benefit. You can be a part of it and enjoy it. And it is not like those days when exports and all those things, they used to be only in the port areas because they have to be near to the port. But now it is not like that. Now it is not like that. Okay. Uh, Even places like small places, a village or some market yard, Guntur, whatever you call it, so many places are there in India. Such small urban and semi-rural areas also become export centers because they have got the material. India is also very rich in agri products. So it is the rural places or semi-urban places where you get all the rural products available kept. For example, in Guntur in India, so Andhra Pradesh is very famous for throughout the world for its red chili. Similarly, bananas, which are very much in demand in Saudi and some countries, are fully available in Anantapur, Kadapa, Chittoor, and all those places. So these products are available in India. You have to only buy them and sell them. You make a profit. This is how you can do. This is called. Now, the exporters can be classified into two categories: manufacturer exporter and a merchant exporter. Who is a manufacturer exporter? Manufacturer exporter means what he manufactures, he'll export. Suppose I am manufacturing transformers. I export transformers. I am a manufacturer. I manufacture shoes and I am exporting shoes. I am manufacturer of cars, Maruti, and I am exporting cars. So manufacturing. But most 80% of the people from India are trade merchant exporters. That means they look for what is required by a foreign person, a foreign firm, who is interested to buy something from India, and you are the person who contacted them, or he has seen your website and placed an order with you. Then the processing goes on. Now, having started negotiating with him that I want so. So let us say there is one item in India which is, let us say, onions. They want onions. So where do you get onions in India? Nasik is the place. Nasik is the place in Maharashtra. If you are very well, made some connections in Nasik, and you can buy very good material there, well packed, all that. So you can buy from Nasik and export it. So then what you need to know all also I will now tell you from there. So it is now buying and selling, buying and selling. If you buy at 100 rupees and you are selling at 120 rupees, you are making it 120. What 100 rupees, what I am telling is 100 rupees not only the cost of purchase, but other charges, all charges, including freight, if at all it is on you, all that put together it is coming to 100. Right? The price, cost is different, price is cost price and selling price. So the selling price is 100, and you are making a 20% more because you want to earn 20 rupees per 100, and this is the profit for. So for every 100 you are getting 20 rupees. If you are doing 1 lakh, you can just imagine what is your profit. In all the items you may not get 20 rupees. In rice the margin is very less. You may get hardly even 2 rupees. In some products like handicraft products, it is 100% profit or maybe more. Some pharmaceutical products, it is very, very high, 500% profit. The manufacturing cost is only 100, they sell it for 500. Right? 100 rupees is the cost, 500 rupees, that means less than $80 it is. So they sell at $80, realize 500, 100 rupees is your cost and 500 you are earning is 500%. So there is no control, no this thing that you should not charge more or something like that. Depends upon the market. If one fellow is selling to Africa, he will hike up the price because risk is more in Africa. So he will also try to hike his price, and many people do not want to enter Africa, and Africans are ready to buy. Okay, then to supply to Africa, the Dubai people will come, they are nearer to them. So you supply to me and I will do whatever I like. So maybe they are more clever people, you have to be more careful because Indians are playing from there. So you have to be careful always, every step. Now, how you have to be careful and what is that you will face also. First of all, you should know to do the export trade. You should know the regulations. What are regulations? Regulations means government imposed rules. Government. That is, if anything to happen in India, the regulator, like let us say banking, who controls the bank? If nobody controls the bank, bank would give loan to their own friends, brothers, relatives, and all banks will go. So Reserve Bank is the regulator who will see that if this much is the deposit, something they have to keep in RBI, and then they cannot give all the loans to same group, not more than 5%. Some prudential norms are. So there is a regulator in every type of activity. LIC insurance also. There is an insurance regulator. That's why people are now not afraid to take any insurance because they are in IRDA. So the regulator will not allow them to cheat as far as possible. But still some fellows here and there will try to give. Okay. Right. So there are two regulators for trade. Export, import, or international trade we can. International. Trade is both domestic, trade is both trade is international also. When you do within the same country, it is domestic trade. So if it is domestic trade, the regulations are very less. Why? Within the same country, goods are moving. At the most, you may pay some interstate tax, a GST properly paid. But rupee, there is no problem because throughout India, when you sell and buy, it is the rupee, same common currency. You don't have a foreign exchange or market risk, right? Like that. And the government does not say from here, this state to that state, you cannot send. You take my permission, I will give license. So that is also not there. There is no license also. So this is about the domestic. Now we are talking only about international. So export becomes a part of the international. So what happens here in international trade and exports is there is a trade regulator, there is a foreign exchange regulator. Who is a trade regulator? Trade means what goods can come into India, what goods can go out of India. So if we are thinking only from exports, what are those things you can export from here outside? Right? Exportable goods are what? And under what conditions? Is the regulation. Plus, the regulator not only gives this one, plus he gives so many other things like what you will get. There are incentives, there are other schemes. So all that they will give in the DGF. That is Ministry of Commerce is the regulator who has appointed an office called DGFT, Director General Foreign Trade, and their officers throughout here. They are the regulators. They monitor all this. Then if you do international trade, whether export or import, if you do export, what will happen? You will receive Indian rupees or foreign exchange, foreign currency. Definitely, when you are sending to different countries, they will not pay in Indian rupees. They will say, sir, Japan I am selling. He says, no, no, I will give only yen. So yen will come to you. If you are selling to USA and some other countries, they are agreeable for dollar. So your invoice will be in dollar, you will get US dollar. If you export to Canada, he may give Canadian dollar. If you export to Australia, he may give Australian dollar. Right? If you export to Singapore, you may get Singapore dollar. Or if they agree to give US dollar, you take it also, no problem. So all these you are getting a foreign currency. So how foreign exchange to be handled and what are the regulations? How the Reserve Bank should ensure that this fellow after dispatch goods he should get in how many days again? Can we export today and take the payment after 20, 30 years? That's not allowed. So there is again in the RBI regulations, it is written maximum 270 days you have to get the money. Okay, that is not in your hand. Once you are dispatched, that fellow has some problem. He wants 30 days extension, 30 days extension, like that. Ultimately, he crosses 270 days. So whenever there is an extension, you need to apply to Reserve Bank or through your bank for granting extension of time. If you don't do extension, what is that you are doing? You are violating the law of the country. Which law of the country? The Foreign Exchange Management Act. That is something related to the foreign exchange movement in and out. So that means to say you exported goods, but you did not get the payment within 270 days. You have violated. So penalty. What is the penalty? You may be put on caution list. You may be blacklisted, or you may be called to do some compounding if you are violent. Then, if it is found that you are into some activities which are not in the interest of country, you are deliberately trying to harm the country, then it will be treated as more serious crime. Right? So, but all exporters they don't do. They're in the business, but they can know what are the guidelines from the master's directions given in the RBI site. So if any of you can approach the RBI site and just click or ask for the master directions on export of goods and service, you will know all the rules that are required to be followed by an exporter without failing the regulators' rules. Similarly, in trade, now this is foreign exchange. You have to go more elaborate. I am just mentioning to you. These are all reference things. I see manual what master direction is running into 30 pages. So if all I tell once to you, neither you can retain nor I will retain. So what are all these? I am telling you this is where you find it. This is the circular, what it describes. If you take out one copy and take a printout or just read on it whenever you have time, slowly one after another when you go on reading, it is given in very simple English. Anybody can understand. It is not like a law book. There is no law at all. The gist of the law, as they have brought it and put it in very simple words for you to understand. But please remember, without reading Fema, don't do any export. That is, Fema means master directions on export. The 20, 20, 25 pages are there. Don't you have to read because some people are in such a way. I have seen a lot of rice exporters who have dispatched the goods, sent the bill directly, and they are not getting money. Sometimes they get very late. And when RBI comes to know, see, as per my directions, whenever you ship, within 21 days, you should have given to the banker. And you should send the documents only through banker. But these people flout all these rules and they do directly as they like. After 1, 2 years, they get a big notice. These are all the bills which you have not submitted to the bank in 21 days. Now tell me why you have violated section C and so and so, so and so. You cannot escape. You will impose a fine which may be very high. Or so this is a technical problem. You say I have not seen. Not knowing the law is ignorance of law is no excuse. You know all of you. So if you don't know, you have to find out. You ask somebody, you read it, and the law should be followed. You cannot say, "I did not know, sir. That's why I thought I can also send directly. I should. No, sending through bank. I was not very. That cannot be allowed, right? Okay. So then comes okay. Now coming to the trade aspect. Trade aspect. In the trade, what will happen is 1 minute. Some sound is. So the trade regulator is DGFT. And what does the trade regulator say? Trade regulator uh, says that all the goods which are manufactured or produced or minerals obtained, whatever it is, all the goods of India is classified into four categories. One is banned, one is restricted, one is canalized, and fourth is free. Now, what is banned? They brought some items in that banned list, hardly about less than 10. Which are the ones which are banned from India? Anybody can, it's a guess. With the Indian government doesn't want that this for any reason should not go out of the country as an export. If everything is allowed, one fellow will think ivory has a great demand. Let me start ivory export business. If ivory export business you start, then you start poaching the elephants. In India, there won't be any elephants. So it is, saving the uh, flora and fauna of the country. This is very important for the government also. So what they said, ivory cannot be exported. Peacock. Peacock is a national bird. If there is a very good demand for peacock feathers, there are my fellows who doesn't mind anything. They go on killing peacocks and take the peacock feathers and export it. They get a price. So that also is banned. Certain rare chemicals, certain items which the government thinks it cannot go out from India to save the culture, the flora, the fauna, they have put it under this 10 items. So be sure, and how do you know it? Which are the items? So go to dgft.gov.in, dgft.gov.in, and then click banned items. So banned items for export. Similarly, there is banned item for import also. So banned item for export, see about 7, 8 are there. Don't touch them because you don't want, you cannot export it. So don't even try. Leave it. If anybody foreign country, one day somebody asking me, sir, I want to do red sandals export. Somebody is asking. That is also not allowed. Right? Otherwise, people will also, cut all the trees, the red sandals tree, and then they'll start export. That is a banned item. So like that, you should see. Next one is restricted. Restricted or negative list. There are about less than 50 items, 40 to 50 items are there. Out of the lakhs of items, lakhs of products from India you can export, there are about only less than 50 items which they brought under negative list. That means negative list, if you find one item, let us say onion is written there. Why they have put onion is onion prices at one time has gone up and India there is a shortage. That's why it has crossed even 100 rupees per kg. How to safeguard? So exports you have to reduce or control. So control means you bring it under license. That means restricted item if it is there, you have to go and take a license from the DGFT. If he gives a license, then only you can export. That way, government tries to restrict it. Right? Like that, there are some consumer items. If you also go on importing, exporting some items, consumer items are allowed, but there are some more items like this which may change from time to time. So they will not want to export freely. You have to take license, and government cautiously sees that our country does not, deplete all these in our country, so that tomorrow we may face a big problem. So they try to put it. Number three is canalized. There are some items like iron ore. Each individual are gold. You cannot do directly. You have to do anything you do minerals. You have to go through MMTC or STC or NMDC. These are all called canalized agencies. Cotton Corporation of India. Then some products are there which brought under State Trading Corporation. You cannot directly export. You have to go to them. They will export it, get the money, and pay to you. For that, there may be some fee or something is there, which government has said, and about 50 to 55 such agencies are there. So through them only it should go. These items are classified as this one, canalized items. So through canalizing agency only it should go. Now, how many items were total? 100 roughly, around 40 plus 50 plus 10. Now, in India, the number of items that can be exported are in lakhs of rupees, lakhs and number. Anything, right from the head to the toe, what all you use, all that you can export. Shoes, chappal, then again come the shirts, pants, then underwears, then you have got cotton bunions, then you have got spectacles, everything. Not only this, plus grains, there's rice, agri products, fruits, so many items, everything. Everybody is doing a lot of exports, and we, without realizing that this much of scope is available, and why we are not doing. Why we are not doing is lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. Some people think, become sometimes overconfident. They enter, but again they get stuck up somewhere. They leave the business. If you are firm about starting your business, then you need to actually take it seriously. And when you are appointed in a job, some people are appointed as an employee somewhere. They earn how much? 50,000 per month, 40,000 per month, 75,000, right? That too after putting. And nowadays jobs have become very tough. You are spending almost 14 hours. Your most of the time goes in the job, and still you are not peaceful, right? But if you are clever enough, I don't say all of you jump from the job. There is a safety. You have to do your job. But at a time when you feel, I am confident, I can do export business, then you can switch over, or you can start by side start. And to whom it is more, easy to enter is those people who have got very good connections internationally. If they have not developed so much connection, but those who are at least capable of getting connected to foreign people. How you can get connected? Some people say, sir, whenever I go to a class, I will ask, sir, I want to market the product. Are there any sites from where I can find out who is the buyer? Yes, every country. Spain wanted certain things. One fellow sent dry mirchi, the fellow duped him. He did not pay. Gone. So several countries, people are ready to inquire. Come on, what is the terms of payment? They'll ask. No, first I will give you 15%, the rest 85%. When you make shipment, I will pay you within 15 days. Gone. 15 days gone, everything gone, material also gone, and he is dying. And they might have not properly followed the rules. They did not try to know the rules. There are people who have burnt in the very first export. I know a friend who has first export. He borrowed 13 lakhs from somebody, his friend. He has invested his 3 lakhs. All put together is some dry chili from Guntur. But something went wrong, delay. And ECGC cover, they could have got that also lost because he did not follow the terms and conditions properly. So all these ultimately is lost. Now he is indebted for 13 lakhs to somebody. I don't blame him, but he was not well prepared. He was very enthusiastic to do, but he did not prepare. Prepare in the sense, he is already looking after a shop, and he did not have time to see the conditions. Any policies given to you, will you not read the conditions? What all I should do? So when the first time he asked for August shipment, they gave a policy. When from August to September it was extended by the buyer, he could get the time and export it, but did not inform the insurance company, ECGC. And when the export failed, he also did not get his claim. Had he done at least that one, he would have got some 80% of the payment through the insurance company. So such small or blunders or mistakes we are not supposed to do. So for this we need to know everything, right? Okay. Now I have classified items into four. Free means what? There is no name to be verified in the list. There is no list at all for that. All the lakhs and lakhs, who will write a list? They said, if this is not falling under the banned list, don't open it. If it is restricted list, you export but take a license. If it is canalized, you export but through a canalizing agency. And all the rest, including human hair, there is a company in Kakinada who does 600 crores turnover only in human hair for export. He'll collect from all Yadgirgutta, Tirupati, wherever haircut is happening, Gundus, he will collect all that, then he pays, so some sorting and all is done, he exports. And the turnover is 500 to 600 crores, he is a star exporter. So, there is not just one item. Any item you think of, you can export. Right? Now Christmas is coming, New Year is coming. With the celebration, you can be very clever. Indian handicraft items are very cheap. Indian handicrafts, people, some women workers will be there. They'll go on manufacturing small, angel-like things, dolls they prepare. So these are the hangings going to that country. Earlier, China used to do all this dumping in USA. Now this year, we know USA will never import from China. It's the best opportunity for you to catch the US market and supply to them some rare handicraft items which they would like to put it on the Christmas tree or put it as a decorative items. And there's a good margin. Hardly you get it for 500 rupees, you can sell it for 2,500 or double, triple, 100, 200, 300% profit also you can expect. One deal you do, you get substantial money. Okay. So this is all about the regulator. So regulator, you have to go much deep. I'm peripheral coverage I am doing. I say that you need to understand means you have to read thoroughly the entire regulations and understand. But don't get by hearted. It is not for by hearted because the manuals and the rules and law is not for by hearted. It is referral. When you need that, you have to go refer. But if you don't know how to refer, where to refer, then you will not do the referral also. So, now that is one. This is regarding the regulator. Now coming to the operational issues. Number one, if export is done, what happens is goods go out from the exporter and payment comes from the importer, right? Goods have to leave from exporter's place and reach the importer's place. And money has to get transferred from the payers, that is the importer, and reach the account of the exporter. If this happens, it's a complete exercise. Now, the question comes, which one is first? Which one is first? Now, you are an exporter. You are telling one fellow wants to buy something from you. Export. If its total value is $10,000, mangoes, let us say. Now, which is the safest method? When I am telling that there are four methods for deciding which is the best, which is the payment method. These are the four only alternate methods. One is advance payment, one is open account, one is documentary collection, and the last one is letter of credit, documentary credit. There are only four methods by which payment can be, this deal can be agreed. In advance payment, what happens is the exporters tell to the buyer, okay, you want this? No, I'm ready to give you mangoes, but send me $10,000 first. Let me receive in my account. Then only I ship it. It is advance payment. Means if you are a seller, even in a domestic manner, anybody comes, cash and take on. So the fellow should give cash, then only he should take. I will send. So in export also, you have to dispatch it. So before dispatch, I should get the money in the advance payment. But it is very rare. Unless and until your commodity has got that much of strength, seller's market. If you are a mango dealer, well, I can agree. Saudi Arabia wants the best quality of mangoes, and you are having the best quality of mangoes. He may be ready to sell to India, and Saudi Arabia, a lot of agents are in India already working. They will come and give a report on you. No, sir, he is a very big mango merchant. He is a very reliable person. Locally, he has got a good name. He is not a duper. Never mind, you can send advance. We will see when the packing is done. So such things can happen. So like that also there are so many exporters from India. Mango, banana, so many items. Similarly, the other way around is different. That is now by what is the reason by which he is sending the money in advance? Is he is trusted you. He is trusted you. Now, if he says, no, 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 first you send mangoes, airlift it, let me receive, then I will pay you. Maybe 10 days later, 5 days later, or the moment I receive, immediately I will pay. That means open account means reverse of advance. That means first you send the goods, then I will give the payment. Then I am not comfortable. But what if it is that fellow is my own cousin in Saudi? Lot of people are there whose cousins are there in Saudi Arabia. They can help him. They have also joined some business jointly with the local fellow. So they trust him. So then they say, okay, you are there, no, why should I worry? So he ship the goods first and payment will come because he is trusted. So very rarely these two happen because this trust is not always in all cases. Okay, better than this is documentary collection. He says, okay, sir, you are not ready to pay me in first no. I will ship the goods, but I will not send the documents to you so that you can clear the goods. So what I will do, I will give the bill to my banker, and my banker will send it to your banker, and your banker will intimate to you that a consignment of mangoes has come from India. So and so is the exporter, and it is drawn on you. So if you the terms are DP means documents against payment. You pay and take. So that fellow will come to the bank and see, okay, documents पूरा बराबर आ गया क्या, invoice है क्या, yes, airway bill is there, no discrepancy, no problem, unclean documents ऐसा नहीं है, पूरा all right, what all I wanted he has sent as per my order, so I am ready to pay. So he will pay $10,000 and take the documents and pay. So this is coming through bank to bank. Each bank may take some $100 commission, and the rest will come to you. So this is another way of doing export. Third method. Fourth method is LC. Because third method there is one more flaw. In the third method, what will happen? When you send from our bank, you already shipped the goods. It is mangoes that too. So from here the bill goes to their banker. And that fellow doesn't come to clear at all. Intimation over. So 1 day over, 2 days over, 3 days over, 5 days over, 10 days over. What will happen to mangoes? It's already a perishable goods. You will be wondering what you very much annoyed. So if he doesn't pay, then all the mangoes will go waste. So in collections also there is a risk. Not that don't think anyway he'll pay, then only he'll get the documents. But if he doesn't clear the documents, my goods are lying in that country. Now I have to distress sell to some third fellow if I find out that fellow lost a huge discount, or else I have to bring it back, onward freight, return freight. So I am unnecessarily losing some 40, 50,000 or 1 lakh rupees. So this is also a risk, not fully safe. Of course, later on, if there is a proper contract, why did he not clear it? If he wanted in collection, but he did not precise intimation, you can go to the court of law, it may take years. So, but risk is, the last method is letter of credit. What is letter of credit? The seller tells to the buyer, sir, how can I rely on you? You are in a different country, right? You are in a different country and I don't know you fully, no symmetrical information on you. So finally, what I want to do, you go to your banker, a good banker, and ask them to open an LC in my favor. So if that is the agreement for supplying, that is you have to open an LC in my favor. So the buyer becomes the applicant. He applies for an LC. His banker, let us say Citibank in Saudi, he will open an LC in your favor. To an advising bank, we will you. It is an authentic LC. Then you can supply that the implication for opening an LC by Citibank is Citibank tells you if you submit these documents and fulfill all these conditions, whatever is given in LC, followed by some rules, UCP rules, then I will pay even if the fellow applicant or buyer has no money to pay. That means bank is bound to make payment. Bank has given a guarantee. I will pay. So what more we want? A bank is telling I will pay. But what is your role? You have to see that there are no discrepancy. What all documents he has asked, what all the things, all properly, correctly, without any discrepancy you have to submit. If it is submitted, there is no go the bank cannot say no at all. Even customer says something, I don't have money, even then bank will pay. So this is the most suitable. So letter of credit is working very well, but it has attached some rules. If you want to do LC business, you also read UCP rules, International Chamber of Commerce rules under the UCP. So this is how you have to do. These are the methods of payment. Now, first, how it all starts. Now, shall I tell you how you start your firm, set up a firm in India? Now, anyone you are interested to set up a export firm in India?
Yes, a bit, try to explain little bit. I mean, what all needed to start. So
Ah,
don't get into too
how
much.
to start the business.
Yes.
Okay. First, you have to set up your own firm organization. You cannot do in your individual name. You are Mr. Ramesh, so Ramesh cannot do export business. Ramesh has to start a firm in India. What is that firm? It should be a sole proprietor firm, or it can be a partnership firm, or it can be a private limited company. So these are the three alternatives for newcomers. So there is public sector and all that will not come now. That's too big a thing. So these three you can select. What is sole proprietor? Sole proprietor means you are Mr. Ramesh, you have selected a name, Jupiter Exporters. Okay, go to the municipality office locally, or you know some CA and trust to him, he will do everything for you, and you will get a license. That is, your Jupiter Export sole proprietor so is authorized to do export business. That's all. So if you have a license only, you can do. If you're a partnership, you prepare a partnership deed, register it, right? A registered partnership deed, then that also a partnership deed, another firm you have found, whatever name you give. Third one is private limited company, for which again minimum number of directors, maximum directors, investments, and registration with the registrar of companies. All these things are there. How to select the names? There are some procedures. For all these, who will help you is the CA. But if you are knowledgeable, or instead of going to a new CA, somebody is totally, he may try to know collect more money from you unnecessarily and all that, squeeze you. So you know some of your relative, friend or brother or somebody who is a CA, and you can just rely on him. He will get you done all these things. Now you yourself can go for it. Nowadays everything is transparent online. So once you do this, what is the difference between sole proprietor, partnership, and this is? It is all firms, all can be, the purpose also is you for export, doing business. So that is there. The purpose and activity is already there. Now, what is the difference is, if it is sole proprietor, you want a bank loan. Suppose you get an order for 10 lakhs rupees some export, rice. So if you want to go to a bank, for sole proprietor, the powers are not at the lowest level. It is to go to very higher level. The loan getting is very difficult for sole proprietor. Small amounts they may get, but not big amounts. Similarly, partnership is better than this. They may get slightly bigger amounts at the branch level itself. And even if it goes to head office or regional office also, okay, they will get it. Private limited, very easy to get even 1 crore, 2 crores, 10 crores also. Private limited company can get because they are registered private limited company. So some people who are having enough money, they don't want bank loans, they can start a sole proprietor initially. But as the business grows and you then at the time you feel you can convert this sole proprietor into private limited, you can do that. So this is how you form it. Once you form, immediately you have to go and open a bank account, right? First, when you do this firm, then for opening a firm, you require in India the GST registration. Your PAN is already there. Then go to a bank, select a bank which is dealing in foreign exchange, an authorized dealer in foreign exchange. Suppose you are in Secunderabad area, in city central area is not concerned. You have to select a good bank, right? Maybe HDFC, maybe Axis Bank, maybe SBI, maybe some banks who are active and having foreign exchange department. Just make an inquiry which bank is giving good service. They have got a full-fledged foreign exchange department. If any guidance is required with the bank, having sufficient staff and time to spend with you. So keeping all that in mind, open a bank account. Open a bank account. Then, after opening bank account only, you can apply for a export license. What is export import license is called IE code. So this is an online process. After opening bank account only, you can do this. Online you visit the dgft.gov.in site, application for obtaining IE code, form A and 2 it is written, Ayat Niryat number 2 form. In that you have to completely fill up. The bank certificate needs to be scanned and attached. Then you have to pay some 500 rupees or some fees there, official fee. All that if you do within maximum number of 3 days, you will get your IE code. So getting an export license in India is not at all a big thing. Even like places like Visakhapatnam, the DGFT is issued. I will give it in 1 day. 1 day also they give. It is more or less matching with your PAN number only. But these formalities of submitting and getting the IE code is very important. Without IE code, you cannot do import nor export. Customs will not allow any goods to go without your IE code number. So first you take IE code. Now, depending upon which product you are dealing, is it an engineering product? Is it an agricultural product? Is it a pharmaceutical product you are exporting? Or anything, or engineering product? So depending on that, what you have to do is select the proper promotion council. If you are engineering goods you are dealing, then you have to register with EEPC, Engineering Export Promotion Council. If you are dealing with agricultural products, rice, these, wheat, and pulses, and all, then you go to APIDA. If you are dealing in spices, go to Spice Board. So you have to register with them, and that is called RCMC, Registration Cum Membership Certificate. Now, up to here, your all formalities are over. Once you do RCMC, everything is over. You are regulatorily ready to do export. You can start today and export after all this system, right? Now, how does this export business start? Now you have to so many things. You have to select a product. Product means how do you know? Because you may be in some line of activity. You are a electrical man. So if you deal in electrical goods, you have knowledge. You can deal in it. If a person doesn't know anything, he can do in anything, right? Agriculture. What else you want to know? Little knowledge about rice, a little knowledge about certain pulses. You can also start. So you can choose, but what you want to do export, they may not buy. So more important for you is what is that a foreigner wants to buy from you. Now, what are you dealing in? First of all, you have to, after your website is ready, you have a very decent website made up and open it. You are seeing your website, some inquiries will start coming in from various countries. They will say, we understand you are dealing in tur dal, then which quality, all that, so many things. Then we'll say, whatever he asks, some particular quality of tur if he is ready to take 25,000 kgs, one container load, he packed in so and so type, what is the price, and what is the FOB price, what is the CIF price, what are, when I'm telling FOB, CIF, GDP, all that, it means there are import terms, international commercial terms. They have made it brief. These are the rules of ICC, International Chamber of Commerce. These three letters, CIF, means cost, insurance, and freight. That means my price is also includes the freight. Also, I am only paying from here to London. If I am sending a ship, how much is the freight? $1,200. So that equivalent also I am including in my price. If I take an insurance for my 25,000 kgs of one container load, what total value, some 0.5% will be insurance. That also I have to add. Then cost is my cost. Then internal inland labor in the customs area, I have to pay some charges. Then all the customs logistics and all, I have to pay to a CHA. See, now exports have become so easy to handle. Government has created a lot of conveniences to the exporter. That sitting at home you can do all this. People may be wondering how is it that it is possible. Simply call a logistics person, CHA. Select the nice fellow. They have an office. Because if he is not there, somebody should be there in office. So select a leading fellow, and he will be. Once your goods are ready, packing people are ready, right? All the things are ready at one place. Simply tell them my goods are here. It has to go to so and so place. So he will come with a lorry, pick up everything. Then he will also arrange to give you. Once the bill of lading is also over, he will give you all the formalities from here to taking it to the Chennai port or Mumbai port or whichever port, and from there showing to the customs, then loading into the this thing, water container, then from there then lifting it and putting on the ship, then paying for the freight, everything they do, whatever is according to the terms, and they give you the BL. And the bill is also given roughly 25, 30,000 you have to pay for all these charges. They'll give you the breakup. And don't think this fellow also to be doubted and he may be a cheating. No. They are CHAs means they are licensed agents of customs. If a complaint goes against them that these people have duped me, see, every other CHAs are charging 25,000, this fellow is charging 80,000. Then the inquiry will be there, his license will be cancelled. Nobody will do like that. There may be small variation depending upon the class of the CHA. So CHA is doing 50, no, not even 50, 70% of the job. What you are doing is over telephone, deal something, some rice मेरे पास भेजा दो, आ गया पूरा मेरे दौड़े में है. Now tell him take the rice and go let it go to UK. If you want it to be delivered to his door also, he is ready to do. Right? But accordingly, because all the prices you are paying, you have to build up it in your price. So nothing should be left. Now, so negotiating price. Once you negotiate the price, they see and call for it, you give a quotation, then there will be some negotiation, finally you agree for a price, then a firm contract or a sale purchase agreement to be signed, so that tomorrow if anybody violates, you can take it to the court of law. Right? Then you need to understand what are Incoterms, right? Then understand what are the risks you will undergo in doing export-import business. So what are those risks? One is credit risk. One is country risk or political risk. One is market risk. One is regulatory risk. So these are all various risks. In the life, are we not facing any risk? Yes, we ourselves are facing life risk. COVID is a risk. Car accidents is a risk. High fever is a risk. Anything, life itself is a risk. But are we not living still? Yes. So how are you doing? You are mitigating your risk by taking an LIC. That's what we can do, not more than that. We cannot stop anything. But a mitigation process is available. You can take insurance. Similarly, if your goods are going from here to some other place, exporter, in the voyage, the cargo can get damaged. Or some unscrupulous fellow will try to put a cigarette and it may burn off. Or if your sugar is going in some 100 bags, so 5-10 people poke and take out some sugar. So pilferage will happen. Oil drums you are sending, and some mischievous fellow who has an access, he'll just poke the drum and take out some oil. By the time the oil reaches there, it becomes half empty. That fellow will say, what is this? I asked full drum and I got a hull. So there is something happened in the voyage. So that is a risk, pilferage. Or your goods can catch fire in the ship. Or somebody, if you are sending 100 machines, 5 are stolen from the ship. And they're still priced very much, they're not able to get it. So theft also is possible. So these are all the risks which can be covered by taking a marine insurance policy. So I am telling you about the risk in export and the mitigation process. You take marine insurance. But marine insurance risk is not that simple like your LIC fellow will come, sign some paper and get it. No. You have to understand what type of goods you are sending, which type of voyage it is undertaking. If it is going by Somalia, you also face a piracy risk. If it is going via Pakistan, it may have a terrorist risk. So understand what risks all it can face. Certain risks it may not face, certain risks it may face. Depending on that, you have to take the right policy. Next. Otherwise, what will happen? You don't take that particular terrorist risk. Your goods are going to Afghanistan, via Pakistan it is going, terrorist attack, and all your goods are damaged. Then you go to the insurance company and say, sir, I have taken insurance policy. But where is that? You have not covered terrorist policy. So since you are not covered, I cannot give you, that's our thing is gone. My entire crores of rupees or lakhs of rupees is gone. So right, so credit risk means what? The opposite party, that is, if you are an exporter, you are the seller, the buyer. How do you know he is a very strong fellow and he has got good money? He will not dupe you deliberately, or because his business fails at that time, his losses are mounting, you did not know. And finally, when your bill went, you become totally bankrupt, he is not able to pay. And can you from India know all this completely? No. Go ahead. Are you ready to visit China and find out where is that fellow is? How many days you want to stay there? And you don't understand language and you cannot make out the full study. So all these are not possible. So what? How can you mitigate this risk? So there are agencies who give a credit report. So Dun and Bradstreet, there is one agency who is world over it is there, and that is their agents are throughout in the world. They are network. So if you ask one fellow XYZ in Germany, that fellow want to buy some goods from you. So you want to know whether he is a worthy fellow, what type of company it is, whether what is its assets and the liability, what is its balance sheet, and how many people are working, like that. If you want, then go to your bank and submit a letter. So and so fellow from Germany is interested to buy goods from me. I want to export to him. Kindly get a credit report on him, on them. So he will simply send it, fax this your letter to Dun and Bradstreet, and Dun and Bradstreet starts setting to work. So they will send the message to Germany. Their agents will go around and get all the data, 3 years balance sheet, their profitability, the firm setup, how it is it a partnership or a government-owned company, then how many people are working, how many branches they are having, how many cases are pending with the court, and whether it is a risky or not risky, low risk or high risk or whatever profile, finally they'll give. With all that you can decide. Now you come to know it's a very good company, existing from 50 years, and the people are, it's a private limited company, public undertaking. When they're so strong, then they also give low risk or no risk. So all the better. You can go. Suppose the fellow writes it's a high risk, then don't enter. Why do you want to sell to seller who is a high risk fellow and lose all the money? So that is credit report. Number two, political risk. Without understanding, everything is okay. I want to do export. Which country? Very good order you got from Turkey. Recently, what happened? Turkey. It's in a warlike situation. France went and hit them with the Rafale planes. Then they have gone. That means a warlike situation has come. Now, politically, I don't know if such is the case. Your bill also, what happens, we don't know. Your goods also, we don't know. And whether the buyer is able to pay or not. And what is the fate of this country, we don't know. So, politically, if as an exporter, if you have decided to send to some country, it happens that that is a politically risky prone country and you will be affected. So, such risks, if you want to cover, credit risk and political, these two. Earlier, what I said, credit risk. Now, this is political risk. These two, there is another insurance company called ECGC, Export Credit Insurance Company, right? ECGC, Export Credit and Guarantee Corporation, guarantee. So that means if you take a policy from them, let us say they will charge about 15 to 21 paisa per 100 rupees. And if your order is, let us say, 10 lakhs, you may pay around 20,000 or 18,000 as premium. But if the fellow doesn't pay after taking goods, and he promised to pay but he did not pay, your export failed, you did not get money. You just wait for 1 month and claim under the insurance. Tell that this has happened. Then because you are holding a policy, if they are given a policy, the policy claim will be entertained and you will get almost 80 to 90% of the invoice. Out of 10 lakhs at least, you will get 8 to 9 lakhs, depending upon how much coverage is there. You are safe, no? If you are getting zero, nothing, all lost, you are still in business. You are probably your 10 lakhs might have included some profit and some margin. So what you get is fully what is there, you got it, no problem. Right. Another type of risk is exchange rate risk or market risk. Foreign exchange rates, because it's an export business, exchange rate keeps on changing every second. Not only second, I can say fraction of a second. Just I move my head and see again the rate is changed. Maybe 5 paisa, maybe 1 paisa, maybe half paisa, maybe whatever it is. Even 1 paisa makes a lot of difference. 1 paisa on $1 million is 10,000 rupees. If it changes by 5 paisa, I have lost 50,000 rupees. If my bill is for $10 million and it is 5 paisa, then 10 into 5, I have lost 5 lakhs rupees. So how much time? Hardly some time, and everything is gone. Now we are not talking about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because you are exporting today. when the order came today, you think that I will get 75 rupees per dollar, and you calculate everything. And your bill goes in July. When are you expecting the payment? Will it come now only? No. Export, no. Your bill should go, you calculate, then export should happen, it should reach, then he will take his own sweet time, then the payment will come maybe 2 months later. In 2 months, the rate comes down from 75 to 72. That means if your bill is 1 million, 1 million into 3 rupees, 3 million gone, 30 lakhs is gone. For nothing. You did not do anything, no fault, you knew everything, but you have lost 3 lakhs. Suppose there was already you had estimated my profit to be 4 lakhs. 3 lakhs is eaten away by the market risk. So only 1 lakh is there. So this is again another risk. How to cover? Whether this risk, how to cover? So you go to your banker. Banker is the best person who does what is called as a forward contract. That means today is July, August, September. You are going to get the payment in September. If you are sure, tell him in September I will get this money, $1 million. So tell me the rate for September. So if it is because it is dollar, it will be higher than today's rate. July, August, September, 60 paisa more. So even though it is 75, they will give you a 75, 60, and both of them sign a contract. And in September, you have to give them $1 million as promised, your export proceeds. And he will give you same rate as agreed, 75, 60. Are you safe or not? You are definitely safe because even at 75 rupees, you made a profit. Now the bank has agreed to give you 75, 60. You are getting still more profit. Somebody tells you, why did you do the dollar, Indian rupee is becoming weak, you would have got more because by the time it will become 78. Instead of getting 3 rupees, you are getting only 60 paisa. You are full. That is not my idea. I don't want to earn from the exchange rate movement. I have to be in business. What I should get, I am getting. A little more also. I am satisfied. But what if the rate comes down to 70 rupees? So straight away 5 lakhs I would have lost. Now because I booked a forward contract, I have not lost anything. Ulta again 60 paisa per dollar. So this is how you have to see. Understood? So this is called market hedging risk, hedging the currency risk. Right? Okay, I hope I tried to cover everything and give you a little bit of confidence. If you have any questions also, can you raise so that.
Thank you so much, sir. It was so informative. Let's wait for a few minutes. If there are any questions, please post your questions in the comment box quickly. We will start reading out. Sir will answer the questions. Sir, someone asked actually, Madan Babu. So, how should I mean, how to select a product for the export? The first time I'm starting, so how to select the product?
No, this is a question many people ask, how to select a product. See, I am interested in selling something because that is my pet product. But who knows that product is acceptable in that country, that place? I select and start my business, I set up, then nobody is taken. I say, I want to sell some electronic goods. Am I the most competitive country in the world? China fellow is selling the same thing at half a rate. So you select the product, but your product won't go to any country because China was there. Even now it is there, it is not totally gone. If not China, there are Taiwan, they can take from there. So product selection, you try to first elicit from the uh, order placing people. What is the product people want? But don't enter into area which you don't know. Some people want software. You don't know your software. How can you do? So that you don't go. But at least you have to see that be prepared for the product which they want. Then you will success is reached early. You want to sell my product, your product, because China is such a giant. I also asked how many people in USA we want to send this product, this stone, that stone, some civil construction. He said nothing, sir. All are coming from China. Everything comes from China. Now, including if not China tomorrow, there are some other southeastern countries. Right? They are also very strong. So they also can do. So India's maybe price competitive is also important. So if you are competent, then do that.
Sir, there is one more question from Manohar Kota. So he has got some electrical industry. So which kind of countries is the best one to choose
I
for
have
such
seen
kind?
because some exporters, I am also a consultant to exporter. So I have seen some people are exporting electrical goods to Middle East and Afghanistan and these countries they are doing export. They are also getting a good price for it. They are not at all, highly qualified people also. I have one is from Agapra. One day he met me. Asked me, then he's doing good business. Some product he has selected and he's going on supplying Middle East. Electrical goods, Middle East, we are competitive, it is definitely there. But in other countries also, you can just keep moving. And if there are some project exporters, for them also you can supply.
Thank you, sir. I think we are almost out of time actually, so we have crossed the time also. So we'll close it as of now.
Okay.
If you anyone needs any support from Sampath, hello, sir. Wait, sir.
Suggestion I want to make.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Please, sir. Go ahead, sir.
what all I have told you is in brief and nutshell only to give you an introduction to the export area. But if you want to be successful in export, keep from here you take it further. And by reading material, by going through the internet sites, and a lot of material you need to read, and especially the regulatory angle you have to see. So these things you start reading now only. As you get doubts, you can call and you can take advice. Get
Yes,
everything.
if anyone need any kind of support from Sampath Garu, please contact us. So you all can find our WhatsApp number and contact details in the startupyo.com website. So we'll help you to connect Mr. Sampath Garu. Thank you so much, sir. Once again, it was a wonderful session today. So it was very helpful for many people who wanted to really start, especially in the pandemic situation now. If many people wanted to start something new, so it's going to be a very wonderful opportunity for many young people.
I have seen women enterprises are making wonderful because they are totally dedicated and they are able to get orders. If they can have a website, display the product they themselves will come to you. These are my products. That's why
Yes, sir.
also a lot people getting inquiries. That will give you a feel. What is that product which goes like
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks you once again. Thank you all who are joined. Thank you so much. So those who missed can watch it later. It will be available in the YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Bye, all of you. Thank you, sir.
Okay.